So in this video I'm going to talk about spontaneity, being spontaneous. These unscripted contemplations are spontaneous in as much as they're not scripted. I may come out and on the way I might have an idea that I could talk about evil or death or regret, and so that's an idea before I start to talk, before I press record. But then the rest of it is, I guess, what you would call spontaneous. Now, of course, it's easier to be spontaneous if one knows the subject that one is going to talk about, or at least has read around the subject in the past, or has an interest in these ideas. And so I suppose that I am drawing upon things that I've read, things that I've talked about in the past, conversations I've had with others. But I don't really know what I'm going to say next in terms of having a bullet pointed list in my mind, a checklist of things that I want to say. So it is an exercise in being present, in being in the moment. And so when I pause, then I'm at peace with that silence and that space. There is no racing heart or churning stomach thinking, what am I going to say next? How am I going to fill the next 8 minutes? There's no pressure that I place upon myself. So in that sense, I am fully present in the moment. And as I look away from the camera, I might be looking at the stream, or the trees and the sky. And that seems all perfectly in sync with my own sense of being in the moment and being present and just sitting. And then of course there's a small case that I'm producing content and I'm uploading it, so I better have something to say, and perhaps I better have something to say that connects with other people, that will inform and that people might find interesting. So in our own lives we can be spontaneous in different environments. Some people find it easier to be spontaneous through art or gardening or through exercising. So perhaps through a more physical pursuit, being spontaneous with friends, in team sports, and others spontaneous in what they say and what they write and what they record, and perhaps what they want to upload and share with other people. So spontaneity comes in different shapes and sizes and forms, and it's different for everybody. But the common element is that you lose yourself in the moment. So if we take sports for example, just as if I'm going to talk, I need some background to draw upon, some sense of where I'm going and how I'm building the sentences. So within sport, one needs to have practiced and have the skills to be able to then let them have free rein, and within that moment act spontaneously. So you sort of lose yourself in the moment, and there's almost a sense of having faith in letting go. And this is sometimes when the best performances happen, whether it's in sport or whether it's in a presentation or creating something. The creative flow happens more naturally when one is able to let go. And I find being able to let go happens more naturally outdoors in nature, sitting by a stream with the background noise of the water just gently moving past. And so that spontaneity happens when we get out of the way of our own lives, when we stand aside and allow what is natural about us to manifest, be that in a creative way, through sport, through some skill that we've acquired over the years, through talking or writing, recording. We have a faith that if we just stop trying to control and allow the natural flow of life to manifest through us, then all the experiences and all our skills perhaps and our knowledge can find its way through this mind-body unit and perhaps connect with other mind-body units, can be expressed through the individual person and be heard by other people. And there may be a resonance to the messages or to the beauty, to the skills, to the creative flow within us that other people can sense and can enjoy. And we can enjoy being in that flow, in that emptiness, in the world where everything is just perfection as it is in the moment. That the perfection of the present moment needs nothing adding and needs nothing taking away from it. And we fall into that natural rhythm. We become that oneness, that greater sense of the I before I am. The deeper absolute through which all things find a voice, through which all things find their own way of being. And if we drop the restricted story of ourselves that needs to function or perform or say or be or do or act in a certain way, if we drop those constraints because they're just placed on us by society, by our own upbringing and the way we're expected to behave, if they fall away, then we can allow that spontaneity to express itself, and that is both pleasing to oneself, often to others, and it's a much simpler way of being in the world.